coffee, but I don't have my coffee. Where's my coffee? Got it. I'm here. Hi, Butterfly the Lashes. I'm streaming on Instagram, Facebook, and YouTube. This time, we're going three at a time now. So, welcome. Hi. I'm just learning some new tricks here. Oh my gosh. Hi, everybody. Lash Room, Monroe. Lash Dynamics, Outlash Extensions, Cresia Beauty. Hi, welcome to Lashes and Coffee. Thanks for joining me. I know Violet says, where's my coffee? What the heck? Oh, it's right here. It's right here next to me. Silly me. Doing my cold brew today. So, welcome. Thank you for being here. The reason that I am here is because I want to help you succeed. And I have to scale myself and my time, and I want to share my knowledge with you and whoever needs help. So I'm going to be coming live Monday now every 2 weeks on Mondays at 3. And I'm going to come with questions that you guys are asking me in between, but feel free to present questions while you're here. Hi, Mama. And feel free to ask any questions that you have about the industry, business, technique, products, anything you have. I'm here to answer your questions live. I'm also going to start offering one person every 2 weeks a live mentoring hot seat segment. So that means if you want to come on and join me live, I have a little application that you can fill out to join me in 2 weeks where you can be put on the hot seat live for mentoring. So that link is in my bio, or DM me if you're interested in mentoring live, and I'd love to have you live. So I do have some topics. If you want to listen to me ramble for a few minutes, I'm going to share some useful information with you, and then feel free to throw out any questions. I have Isabella here. She's going to help me get to your questions. And that's about it. Hope you guys are having an amazing day. Oh my gosh, Joey's here. Hi, Joey. Joey got Violet. Woo, woo, woo. All right, so Joey, is my link live yet? We got links. Jojo. All right, so anyway, one topic this is not a question that anybody asked, but this has been something really important that I want to share because it created some issues here with my friends. So what happened is a good friend of mine, lash artist, had their scheduling software hacked a couple weeks ago. And that's kind of a big deal. He got completely locked out of his schedule. He couldn't see his client for the day. He went to go log in and it asked for some mysterious new phone number to get his login information. It was really scary. And luckily, we use Square software and they're really helpful. Their business hours are a little limited. So he had to wait for the weekend to pass to contact Square to get back into his account. Long story short, what I want to let you guys know, not a lot of people know this, but there is something called an internet VPN, and it is to create a security kind of overlay over your wireless connection. And this is not necessarily lash related, but if you're a business owner and you have all of this important information to keep safe, it's really important that you consider getting yourself a VPN. Actually, what does that stand for, Isabella? Can you yeah, look that up. I'll let you know what it stands for, but nonetheless, what that is, it's a third-party software.
Virtual private network.
It's a virtual private network, okay? So what you want is it's another thing that you have to subscribe to. But what that means is that if you are connecting to a public Wi-Fi, so you're at Starbucks, you're at the airport, anywhere especially that gives free Wi-Fi, all of the data on your phone or your laptop is compromised. That means your passwords, that means your client information. So it's really important that you might consider investing in a VPN if you're going to be using public networks, and I mean everyone should just have one. So I use ExpressVPN. I think you pay, I don't know the amount. I think it's $90 for a year. I'm not sure. There's many out there, but I trust ExpressVPN. I do have a referral link that will be on my resources page, so let me know. I think so by the end of this live, hopefully I'll have a link in my bio to find out how to enroll in a VPN, but that might prevent you some trouble down the line if you, thank you, Cresia Beauty. that could prevent you a big nightmare. And I just think that's really important. I actually did have a client tell me that a friend had her phone hacked into at an airport, and people stole her pictures and posted them, and it was just a nightmare. So be careful on wireless networks, okay? All right, so that was my main little topic that I wanted to cover. Just as a little teaser for a topic that we're going to talk about in 2 weeks, we're going to talk about cyanoacrylate-free adhesive. I've been doing a lot of research on that, and before I give you too much information, I want you to know that there is something to be said about that in 2 weeks. But we're going to have I have some questions about allergic reactions. I've been getting a lot of questions about allergic reactions lately, so I just wanted to go ahead and share my experience with you on allergic reactions and how to handle them, and just to give you some clarity in case it happens to you. The longer that you're lashing, the more likely you're going to see an allergic reaction. So, yeah, so one thing that came up is, can allergic reactions show up on one eye only? I get this all the time because sometimes it's like, oh no, it's not a reaction because it was only on one eye. Well, unfortunately, many times it happens on one eye first. So, and this actually goes into another question is, can an allergic reaction show up on a client that I've been lashing for a long time and all of a sudden they develop a reaction? So this does happen. This has happened to me. This has happened to many people I know. We can only describe allergic reactions, aka allergies, as something that has to do with that person's internal chemistry. And your internal chemistry changes when you change your diet, you change your lifestyle. There's a lot of reason why your chemistry changes, and we're not doctors, and we can't give a big explanation of why that happens, but it does happen. So you can change nothing about what you're doing. You can be using the same exact adhesive on the same exact client in the same exact way, and you can lash them for 3 years, and then all of a sudden an allergy can develop. So yes, it can happen all of a sudden. Yes, that's the answer to that question. But also it can also show up on one eye first. And for some of you, I know some of you here have clients that are continuing to get their lashes done even though they're getting allergic reactions. And you're like working and troubleshooting on that. But what may happen is it might start on one eye, and then each time you lash them, it might get worse and worse and worse, and it will go to both eyes, top, bottom, whatever. So yes, it can happen on one eye, and yes, it can happen all of a sudden. Now, just like a little side note tip that you can really prevent. Sorry, a phone call is coming in.
No, it's on airplane mode.
It's on airplane mode. I'll just wait because I don't think it's back yet. Can you hear me, guys? Am I back? Got me? Sorry.
It looks like you're still here.
Yeah, it just like cut out. It's not on airplane mode. Oh, okay. I'm back. Okay. What was I gonna say? Just a little tip for preventing allergic reactions. So if you want to prevent allergic reactions, you can take a couple of precautionary steps to help reduce the chances that a client will develop an allergic reaction. One thing you can do is you can make sure their lashes are really clean before you start lashing them. Avoid using products, especially primers that are alcohol based. So if you're using a primer, I don't use a primer at all, and I've been doing lashes for 15 years, and we're doing some market research on what can be a primer that doesn't include so much alcohol, because the problem with primers that include so much alcohol is they open up the follicles of the hair and they make the skin around the hairs more sensitive and more susceptible. So avoid using primers. That's one good way to reduce the chances of an allergic reaction. Also, make sure you're adhering your lashes a safe distance from the base of the eyelid. So that's a big deal. If you are getting any adhesive in contact with the eyelid, you are basically at risk for developing an allergic reaction or contributing to the development of. And you want to introduce a lot of water into the appointment. Now, some people use a nano mister, and that's fine. I actually teach my students this very unique part of my technique, which is called a water scrub. But water helps cure the adhesive, and so the more you're curing your adhesive, the more likely you are reducing the fume exposure to you and your client. So use water, apply at a safe distance away from the eyelid, and probably don't use a primer. That can help you reduce allergic reactions. I have another thought on that. Are you texting me at all?
No.
Okay, cool. So, next question, moving on. Any questions? Oh, Joey, 568993. If you needed the code, I saw that. Okay. What scheduling software do you recommend? So, I've done years and years of research on scheduling softwares. Things are always changing, and one reason why I really love Square is, as a company, is they're always improving their system. They're always investing a lot of money into the user interface, which is really important. I think it's super important that it's easy for your clients to schedule. Is it paused? Oh no.
Someone said it was paused.
Oh, can you see me? Okay. Oh, it's probably from earlier when the call was coming in. So I, as of now, recommend Square Scheduling, which is also a merchant processor. They have a free option. It's been super free for years, and just recently they introduced some of the features need to be paid for. It's about $30 a month to upgrade your Square scheduler to make it. Oh, we're sorry, your video live ended.
On Instagram?
Yeah. So I'll come back. We're having trouble starting our live video. I'll go on my phone. I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna text you these questions, even though.
Okay.
On which phone are you using? Yours, right?
Text the company.
Oh, okay. Sorry guys, hold on. Thank you for waiting. Try this again. Okay. Instagram's like, I don't like you anymore. I don't like you anymore. Hi YouTubers, I got some YouTubers here. I'm so excited. Lashes and coffee, lashes and coffee, lashes and coffee, and coffee. Ooh. Yay. Oop. I'm back. Thanks for waiting, guys. About here. Okay. All right. Had a couple of, what do you call those? Technical difficulties, but we're back. We're back, and so I'll go ahead and continue what I was talking about. Thanks for coming back, guys. Oh my gosh, everybody came back. You're the best. Thanks for completing my topic on scheduling. So anyway, I still think Square Appointment Scheduler is the most reasonable and useful and beautiful scheduling software. I highly recommend using them. And I highly recommend just paying $30 a month for their added features. So that I think rolls into another question that I have, which is, do you require credit cards at booking? Do you require a credit card number when a client books an appointment? So I have kind of two opposing views on this, and I like to share them with everyone because I always say, like, choose what's best for you. And so Square does have the capability to collect a credit card at booking. You do have to pay for that feature, that $30 a month, which is basically like having a personal assistant for $30 a month. So you might as well pay that $30 because also what you get is email reminders, text reminders, confirmations. It's great. It's so convenient. Recurring appointments. I love it. So, but you can turn on a setting to require the client to put their credit card information in app booking. So the positive of that is you can really enforce your cancellation policy right up front. You know, you're like, okay, I need your credit card number. They take you seriously. It really honestly presents you as a very established professional to be collecting a credit card number. So I recommend collecting a credit card number, yes. The question is at booking or not. So you can take all of the guesswork away, make the client do it, and that works. And that works for a lot of people. Now, for many years, we didn't require a credit card at booking because this is my marketing mind, which thinks, first of all, a client comes to your website to book an appointment. They hit that point where they have to put their credit card in, but they don't feel like doing it. Maybe they're driving, maybe they don't have their credit card, maybe they just don't want to do it. At that moment, you have that drop-off rate. So if you have 100% bookings, you just drop down a little bit because you're gonna lose clients who just don't proceed with booking. That's the only reason. They just didn't book because that was there. So if you're willing to take that risk, then you can require it. Now, if you want to try to get every client you possibly can, then I recommend letting them book the appointment and then reaching out to them and collecting their credit card. I think that's more, if you're really establishing yourself, that is going to help you more to do that secondary reach out, and you can use verbiage that says something along the lines of, okay, I have your appointment request. In order to finalize your booking, I'm just going to need a credit card on file because I have a cancellation policy. So those are my thoughts on collecting a credit card at booking. Do you have any more questions?
Can you do lashes on someone who has a sty?
Okay, so can you do lashes on someone who has a sty? Now what a sty is, it's basically like a pimple. It's a pimple usually on the lash line, sometimes it's under the eyelid. In fact, I've only had one sty in my whole life, and it was under my eyelid, so I couldn't see it, and I thought I had like a lash in my eye, but it was really under the eyelid. Something important to know, because when and if a client is having some feedback of discomfort, you want to go through these things and explain to them what they can be. So, so if you can't see the sty, you might want to investigate to try to find one. But can you work on it? You most definitely can. Styes are not contagious. Again, they're just like a pimple. They're an aggravated hair follicle, so there's an oil buildup. And so you can work around it as long as the client is comfortable and the client understands what that entails. So yes, stay.
Alright. My client always comes on with makeup on. How do I politely address this?
Okay. So clients who come in with makeup on, there's a few ways to address this. First of all, you can have a cleanser ready for them and a washcloth, or not a washcloth, I shouldn't have said that. A cleanser and a brush, and send them to the bathroom to wash their lashes first. So that's rule number one. I also explain to clients that regardless if they're coming to wash it themselves or if you're cleaning their lashes, that's taking away from their lash time. So educating your clients on the importance of having clean lashes when they get here is very important, and expressing to them that every minute counts. So, so if your client is habitually coming in with makeup, just let her know that it makes your job easier. You can give her more lashes if you don't have to spend the time cleaning her lashes. And then also, if it's something where, you know, someone's always coming from work and they don't have time to clean their lashes, just incentivize them to come early to their appointment so that they can clean their lashes and still be on time to their appointment. But also let, you know, your heavy makeup wearers know that applying and removing makeup will often add a little extra wear and tear on the lashes. So knowing that means that they have to take better care, they have to wash them a little bit more, they might need more frequent refresh appointments. So just kind of having these conversations, because if you see a client who never wears makeup, and then you have a client who wears makeup every day, you're going to see the difference in the retention ultimately, because the client who wears no makeup doesn't introduce all of these extra chemicals and, you know, abrasive things that are happening, rubbing their eyes and cleaning their eyes and whatnot. So, yeah, education and talking and honesty. I mean, communication is important in every relationship, especially one with your clients and when you're in business. So those are my recommendations on that.
Do we do the poking feeling one?
Yep.
Okay. Why does my client complain of a poking feeling?
Okay, cool, good. So if your client, this is just a client troubleshooting situation topic. So if your client is expressing that they're feeling poking, a lot of times what people don't realize in this industry is that you're dealing with this tiny little spaces, right? This little box. I would say we're working in this tiny little box, and so applying those lashes distant enough from the lash line is so important, because what happens is, I mean, in addition to preventing an allergic reaction, what happens is we swell. You know, we get dehydrated and our skin kind of unswells, and then sometimes we swell up, sometimes it's that time of the month, sometimes we ate a lot of salt. So our body is actually fluctuating and swelling. And if someone comes in and they're on the opposite end of their swell, and then they swell, what happens is their skin is literally touching the base of your extensions. That's why it is so important to have that little bit of space from the lash line to prevent not only poking, but if someone's itching, then they're more likely to touch their lashes. It just can cause a lot of irritation. It's basically scratching their eyelid. So making sure you apply them at a safe distance from the eyelid is super important. Is that it? Anyone have any more questions? Otherwise, I'll be here in 2 weeks. Again, what I would love to do is have someone on join me live for a mentoring hot seat. We're going to start doing this every 2 weeks. And I don't want anyone to ever be alone when they're learning and growing their business, whether you just learned how to do lashes or you're just opening your first salon. I've been doing lashes for 15 plus years. I've owned multiple salons for over 10 years. I've been training, certifying people. Now I'm certifying people how to certify. I'm just here to help everyone grow and succeed because our industry needs people who are advocates of doing lashes correctly so that clients are having positive experiences, telling all their friends to get lashes, and then everybody's successful. So that's what I'm here for. And anything else from the peanut gallery?
Do you base your services on time between appointments, like 1 versus 2 versus 3 week fills?
Okay, so personally, and my link is live. Joey says I have a link in my bio on Instagram where you can apply to be for a free live mentoring session with me. And you can also find that link to my VPN recommendation to start securing your devices when you're on public networks. So to answer the question was,
do you base your services on time between your appointments?
Do I base my services on time between appointments, meaning 1 week fill, 2 week fill, 3 week fill? So I don't do that, and I'm not saying there's a right or wrong way. I'm always just sharing why I do things and why it's helped me get, why I've created efficiency in what I do. So I believe that a refresh appointment is a 2 week appointment. Your clients should be coming in every 2 weeks for a refresh. That's pretty standard. And that's just a super average. Now, some people can go a little longer and some people can't make it 2 weeks. There's always going to be outliers, but every 2 weeks is a standard for needing lashes. Now, if people need more time because they've gone over, or they need more time because they're a special needs client, then I have what's called a Refresh Plus. And that is kind of just like the bonus time appointment. That's if someone's gone past 2 weeks. I require them to get that Refresh Plus appointment. And everyone has different timing and time frames in which they perform their appointments. I schedule an hour for my refresh. You're paying for my hour. If I need more than an hour of time, that should be required. That should be an extra charge. So my next refresh up is a Refresh Plus. I also have a mini refresh that I don't advertise. I don't allow clients to book that specific appointment. That's reserved for special occasions. That's on the back end. I let clients who maybe want to come weekly get that appointment, or if someone's going on a trip and they need to come a little early, I have a mini refresh appointment. But again, I don't encourage that. And there's always going to be those special cases. Someone's going to want that. But I recommend just keeping it to a easy appointment, but whatever works for you. Hi, Wendy from Portland. I love you too. Oh, Jordy's here. Everybody's here. Talman. Hi, Talman. Isabella, your appointment with Lashes with Danielle is, you're getting a reminder right now. All right. Well, if nobody else has any more questions? No more questions? Awesome. Well, I think that was really productive, and I'm excited that we did this. And shoot me questions if you want me to answer them live on my next episode, session, whatever. Otherwise, see you soon. Appreciate you. Bye. And now, and wait.